everyone, and welcome to another episode of Movies Worth Seeing. On today's episode, we're going to be talking about the very critically acclaimed, apparently, new Leonardo DiCaprio film called One Battle After Another.
It was a battle after another watching this movie. Watching scene after scene.
Addy,
it was
you
a
loved
battle
this
after
movie.
another.
Don't
No, I did not.
pretend
I did not say I
now
loved
that you
movie.
liked
Get
it,
out
that
of
you
here.
hated it.
Get out of here.
Oh, you watched one movie review and now you're like,
No.
I hated it.
I said I'm not too sure how I feel about this movie. That's what I said. I didn't say I hate it. I didn't say I love it.
Okay.
He's trying to put me on the spot.
Because last night after we watched it, you were like, nah, like it's it's good, man. It's got this going, and look, I understand it. It's just complex. I thought you were gonna. I thought you were gonna start pulling the whole like, you just don't get it.
You just don't get it, man. No, I still think there's a lot of good things about the film. The thing I hate about the movie is how politically infused it is.
It's so blatant about its whole political messaging
Yeah.
bullshit. Let me play devil's advocate here, right? At first, the first 15, 20 minutes of it, I was like, oh my God, it's just extremely politically left. And we're meant to support and like these characters and have sympathy for them, even though they're all a bunch of dickheads, right? Including Leo DiCaprio's character. But then, like, we also get to see the other side, and it starts making fun of both sides. And I was like, okay, this is at least a little bit more interesting to be like a South Park episode. They don't just attack one side, they attack both sides and show how both of them are hypocrites in their own ways. And that stuff's good.
Well, the main story is about these characters being revolutionaries, right?
In the same way that someone nowadays posts a bunch of on Facebook being like, I support this group or whatever, and they call themselves a revolutionary. No one likes those people. And now this movie's asking me to like a whole group of people like that.
The whole movie tried to be a revolutionary piece of art. I'm going to the movies to watch a film and be entertained, not to get a political sway. Be put in a position where I need to make up my mind about a political aspect of the world. For those of you who haven't seen the movie, in very basic, it's the Leonardo DiCaprio's character, Bob Ferguson, or at least that's his alias, who is now stone paranoid, has to deal with his past together with his daughter. But we start the movie with building their past, which is him and his lover, the mother of his daughter, being revolutionaries by breaking out deportees, Mexicans, from ICE camps.
I mean, if there's one thing this movie definitely doesn't have is subtlety. It is just in your face, like, this is what's happening. I'm gonna suggest something interesting.
Oh, no.
I think I'm going to be one of the rare people that wishes that they had went to see Tron Ares. I could have seen Tron Ares instead of this piece of and I actually think I would have enjoyed Tron Ares better. Because at least they would have been like, yeah, it's a cash grab, it's a sequel, it's got no soul. But at least I can just lose myself in it. Whereas this movie, in the first 10 minutes, I just kept looking at you like, oh my God, we are in for a horrible experience. And I'm surprised you're not giving me more that. Like, oh, you should have.
I told him to go watch
We
Tron
should have
Ares.
watched Tron Ares.
We should have watched
You
Tron
didn't want to
Ares.
watch it. You thought Tron was going to be.
I knew
this was going to be great.
Tron Ares has terrible reviews, which is I don't care. I still want to watch it.
I got to stop listening to the reviews because you look at Rotten Tomatoes and the critics and user reviews for this are glowing.
Yeah.
But then when I click on the user reviews, every second one is 1 star. So I don't understand how they put their score together. It makes no sense to me.
A lot of people will not like it because it is so alienating to so many people because of its political aspects of it. it's making it creates exactly what the left wants to create in their propaganda machine in news, right?
And even then, like, people were fatigued. They were sick of these conversations. They were sick of every movie being about American politics. And it's continuing. And there's this growing trend of fatigue where people don't want to see this anymore. But for some reason, these entitled Hollywood know-it-alls think like they know everything and they're going to make the lower class of people get this message. It's like Paul Thomas Anderson, I don't give a what you think of society while you reside in your multi-million-dollar mansion or whatever, talking and hanging out with all your Hollywood celebrities that are all wokies and stuff like that. Like, you're all in your Hollywood bubble and you have no idea what's going on outside of that. It's like, get over yourselves and stop making these pretentious movies that go for so long and don't accomplish anything except just continue to perpetuate this divide amongst people that we've already got.
I would add one more point to that, and then we'll go more into the content of the film. It's more, I don't think people in Hollywood would agree with all the stuff that's in the movie. I think it's more they know their viewer base. Yeah. They're making the film for their audience, not to their belief.
Well,
then they find the actors and directors who align with it, so they can put the full passion in there. But it's not the Hollywood that believes it. And it's not the production companies that believe.
So this is a funny thing, right? I said to you after I watched this, I was like, okay, so this movie goes for 3.5 hours.
2.5.
2.5.
2 hours.
It felt like 3.5. So there's a classic Simpsons episode that explains where Homer's mother has disappeared. So Homer finds out his mother didn't die. She had to like create a whole fake alias and run away from the government because she made a political attack on this university against Mr. Burns back in the 60s. I think it was something to do with like medical research or something. Some kind of science where they were saying like they were against it. They were against Mr. Burns's plan, so they were revolutionaries that were creating a movement, going against the system, right? And in that 20-minute episode, we get a clear understanding of like why Homer's mother went down this path of the whole revolution at the time, getting politically involved. We understand what drove her to that. We understand the consequences of her actions and how she kind of realizes that, you know, my choices in the past screwed up my relationship with my son. So we're starting to see some parallels here to the movie, right?
And all in 20 minutes.
And also the fact that even though she did something 30 years ago, she's still wanted by the government and by Mr. Burns specifically, right?
Yeah.
But in that episode, you've got clear, likable characters. You like Homer's mum because she was standing up for a just cause, and I'm pretty sure she's voiced by Glenn Close. I could be wrong. I'm pretty sure though. Which is great. She is very lovable. There's a very touching moment as well. Famously memed a lot of Homer just sitting there, you know, looking at the stars as his mother says goodbye to him, realizing like she has to keep up that life of anonymity and that they can't be together. All of that gets achieved in 22 minutes. This movie, in 2.5 hours, achieves nothing. Nothing. We don't like Leo DiCaprio's character because he's an unlikable dickhead. And then the only time we actually do like him is when he starts attacking the liberal side for their stupid, you know, there's this kind of moment where he has this phone conversation with one of them, like the revolutionaries, and he's trying to say like, all right, you know, like, let's get to the plan. Like, I need to understand the plan, the meeting point, this and that. And they're like, well, what's the code word? It's like, dude, we talked about the code word like 16 years ago. I don't remember it. And the scene stealer, like the absolute best scene of the movie was him having this argument with this liberal guy on the phone, because that's when you see the true version of his character, where it's like he doesn't give a about any side of the politics. You know, he just got sucked into it, believing in this message, and maybe there's a sign of life in him that realizes he just up his whole life for nothing, and it wasn't worth all of this. Maybe that's where the problem is you get this sense of that, but then the movie just completely ignores it and carries on.
In the first 15 minutes of the film, during the entire intro of their past, Mike and I were looking at each other like, please don't go this direction. Please don't go this direction of like the revolutionaries are the heroes and the government and capitalists are the evils. Please don't go this direction. And I had this glimmer of hope that like as you should in a character, where a character starts to question, in a good film, character starts to question their belief. When a character starts to question their belief, starts to question their relationship, start to question their actions, their past, and their future trajectories, then you get into a moral dilemma, and then you get into like a complex character arc. And I was really hoping for that. And this moment was a moment like that. It's about nearly towards the end of the film, you finally start to look, it's like, oh my God, he's finally going to start questioning if his actions were actually good. Was being revolutionary and breaking down army posts to put illegal immigrants back into the country. Maybe it wasn't a very good thing to do. Maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. Is he going to question it? And then you think he might be questioning it, but he doesn't.
No,
he doesn't. It turns around again, and he sends his daughter off to do the exact same thing. And it's just like, what the the point of the film? He doesn't question his past. He doesn't question the things he has done. Well, what is the point of this film? The film is he tries to paranoidly protect his daughter from the government that's chasing him. And then his daughter gets kidnapped by this jealous maniac of a colonel, army colonel, right? That is also a white supremacist, racist, all the kind of stuff. And and then he wins, and then that's it. And then the whole story starts anew.
Well, okay, so this is a big thing that I don't like. The ending of this just implies that we're going to see the same repeat.
From the acting side of things, and this is what I hate, it was really good.
Oh yeah, like
Leo DiCaprio is one of his best performances in years. The last good performance from Leo that I personally found really good was The Wolf of Wall Street.
That was like more than 10 years ago now.
No, and I haven't liked his work since. So Leo was really good in this film. His acting, phenomenal. He looked like he was having a lot of fun, rolling, crawling, jumping around. He was completely unhinged and running around. So much fun watching him work. Del Toro was amazing.
Oh man, I loved the contrast between Benicio del Toro being like this very calm, cool sensei, and DiCaprio just being
all over the shop.
Completely unhinged. It was almost like a sitcom.
It was.
Watching them two interact.
It really was. It made it very comedic. It was a lovely comedic relief. And then you get Sean Penn. Blew it out of the park. Perfect betrayal. A perfect portrayal of a loser in power. Again, I hate the fact what he was representing. What they made him represent in the film. Because he is the white supremacist that represents the government and how inept they are. But from a character working perspective, he did a phenomenal job.
Yeah, like you said, I loved his character.
Hated what he was representing.
Hated what he represented, and knew that Sean Penn was just playing this character to make fun of, the right.
The character of the mother. What can I say besides resting bitch face?
First of all, what was her name? What was the actress's name? Do we know anything?
Teyana Taylor.
Okay, let's talk about Teyana Taylor's performance. She's the first person you see on the screen. And as soon as I saw her, I was like, where's Leo DiCaprio? I was like, who's this person? Like, no likability.
Zero.
It just feels like the movie kept being like, oh, you're not meant to sympathize with her. Oh, no, you are meant to sympathize with her. And then jumping between the two. But there was nothing likable about her. I didn't care about what she stood for. I certainly didn't care about her abandoning her family. I didn't care about her ratting out all of her people and then only to then leave and go back into anonymity. It's like, what are her redeeming qualities? By the end of the movie, we were like, oh, it doesn't really matter if she appears or not. If she's dead or not, it doesn't matter because we don't give.
It's just that she's such a key component in the story, where she is kind of like Helena of Troy. Like I was saying yesterday, right? She's kind of like Helena of Troy this morning, where you have the two superpowers, in a sense, fighting over the one love. But Helena of Troy is presented as almost like a goddess. And she had that air about her. She's beautiful, she's kind, she's the perfect woman. She's the perfect love. She's the perfect human being. Whereas Teyana Taylor as Perfidia, she's unhinged. Sean Penn was loving her ass. Well, she had a good figure, but her face was not made very attractive. At least not.
It just seems like a lot of plastic surgery.
I don't see the reason why these two characters would love her, except for her physical attributes, which is below the neck.
Savage.
No, because her face is not fitting within the normal standard of beauty.
As soon as you see her on screen, you're like,
But that's what I mean. You see her face on the screen straight away. And her face has the expression. It's a resting bitch face, first of all.
Yeah.
She looks angry every time she doesn't smile. And when she does smile, she looks unhinged. And that's why you're questioning. It's like, what do these two guys see in her?
Yeah, she also makes horrible decisions. She doesn't do anything redeeming.
You don't connect with the humanity of the character because it just doesn't make sense. The actions are not justified.
It wasn't done.
You missed
well.
half film. Shut up. This guy fucking fell asleep again.
And I still didn't miss anything important. I got my taxes done on my phone while watching this movie, and it was still more interesting than actually watching the damn movie.
And let's make one thing super clear, right? Because with us saying this can take it out of context completely, and the point needs to be very clear. I'm not saying that one side is good and one side is bad. The point is that it is scrutinizing one side and bringing one side to the light as if that is the way to go. And there is no nuance in it. And that is the problem. You don't have a character from either side questioning what they're doing, it to be the right thing to do. You should, in an ideal movie, you should have the both powers actually switching sides. Because you go from identifying with one person to identifying either with the other, or you go with the switch with them because you're starting to see the light, right? And that's something that's missing in this movie, is because you have one side is from the beginning the light. It's the justified thing to do, and you go through the entire journey and it stays the right thing to do. Whereas the other side is scrutinized from beginning to end, and there is no question about it. And that's the thing I don't like about it. It's not because it's a leftist movie. If you make the same thing about the right side, I would say the same thing. It is that there is no moral question, and there's one strong messaging behind it. And do not dare to question that.
All right, what are we giving this? Final ratings. I know what I'm giving it. Addy, you, I think, are going to be a bit more positive than me, though.
I don't know. I really haphazard about what I'm giving it, because on the one hand, I thought the acting was done phenomenally, and I want to give credit for the way it was acted. The freedom, the expressions, everything, the lighting, the cinematography of it was amazing. A lot of this film is amazing. It's just the motive behind it and really put me off. A lot of time wasted, a lot of unnecessary footage, a lot of unnecessary and extended footage was needed. The whole chasing scene, the car, the whole roller coaster up on the hill, really interesting, the cinematography behind it. Just took too long for me. It's like you're in a climax where your heart should be beating. It's like, who's going to shoot who? And it's like 4 parties even trying to shoot each other and kill each other, and who's going to get who and who's going to get where first. And then you have this entire chasing scene through a roller coaster in the desert, goes up and down and up and down. And I see the point behind it. It's like sometimes someone is in view, sometimes someone is not. It just takes the entire rhythm of the movie, of the climactic scenes, out. It takes the whole timing out. So, 1, it is phenomenally acted. 2, terrible political aspects behind it that forces you to think in a certain narrative. 3, phenomenally acted once again.
All right, move on. Okay.
I'm giving it a 2.5 out of 5.
Cool. I'm going to give it... Oh, man. You've almost swayed me in some ways.
You're welcome. That's what I do.
Nah. You know what?
Try harder next time.
Nah, I'm giving it 1. I'm giving it 1 out of 5 because it was a complete waste of my time. Great potential, like a great premise, completely wasted. Paul Thomas Anderson, I know he can direct great movies. I love Punch Drunk Love.
Oh, did he do Punch Drunk Love?
Yeah. Which is so good. So to go from that and then you watch this, you're like, oh man, what the hell happened? As you said, so much unnecessarily long scenes for no reason that achieved nothing. I came out of the theater not remembering anything, not really caring about anything, and not really questioning anything except why did I watch this movie instead of Tron Ares. So yeah, this movie, the over the top praise that it's getting, the overrated critic reviews, all of that stuff is just reminding me of the things I hate about modern movies. And this was like the perfect example of like why I don't like modern movies, because they're just people that have their heads so far up their own ass of like, this is amazing, and no one's saying to them, yeah, but what's the point? Like, what are we doing this all for? No one's stepping back and going like, why are we really doing this movie? What are we trying to achieve here? So 1 star, you know, if you really are intrigued about watching this, wait for streaming services. The movie's not doing well at the box office. What a shock. So yeah, those are my final thoughts. There's so much more better films in this vein, in this genre, that you could watch that don't go for almost 3 hours. So yeah, it's a shame, but yeah, those are my final thoughts on it. Any final remarks?
Nah, sums it up pretty well.
Awesome. So that's our final thoughts on one battle after another. If you enjoyed this review, please like, share, and subscribe. And comment below, what are your thoughts on one battle after another? Did you like it? Did you hate it? Are we missing the mark? Is there some big realization that we need to have here that we're missing? Or just comment the usual of, you just don't get it, man, which I've been dealing with for the last, like, pretty much since I've made this podcast. There's always one comment that's like, you just don't get it, man.
You just don't get it, man.
Yeah, you just don't get it. What
What
don't
about the inequality?
what don't I get? Comment below. Let me know what I don't get, okay? Because to me, it was just a boring movie. Anyway, see you guys.